Howdy, folks, and welcome to It's Marvel Studios Assembled, Season 1, Episode 1, The Making of WandaVision. Apparently, during the different Marvel shows that are going to be on Disney, they're going to have episodes in this Marvel Studios Assembled to do the behind-the-scenes of each of the shows. This one is about WandaVision, which we just finished last week, but I don't really know what to expect in here. I'm hoping that maybe... I don't know about you guys, but search on YouTube for Kevin Smith interviewing the director of WandaVision. There's one guy who directed the entire series, and there's some great revelations in there, some great insights. I wonder if we'll get some of those same ones here about scenes that were cut for time, about reason why certain things were done certain ways, and they talked a bit about how all the fans just were going crazy on all the little Easter eggs and all the little things that were dropped, and how their theories were going wild. So it was really good talk. So if you have the time, check out that Kevin Smith interview with the director. I'm going to just go dive into this because I don't know really what to expect here. Let's journey through this together.
In Marvel Studios history.
Yeah? Oh, they did say the director, I don't know if they're going to talk about it here, but the director did say that live studio audience was not really a general audience. They didn't invite everybody. It was really... crew, family of crew, friends of crew. You know, they all kind of knew there was an inside connection there for most of the people in that audience, if not everybody in that audience. And that's because Kevin Smith asked the question, how could they have kept the secret? I mean, that was risky. They had a live audience for the first episode. How could they possibly have kept the secret? And well, the answer is because they all were inside. Not inside in the sense that they were all part of the crew, but they all had some kind of connection to the crew and to the show, so that's why they didn't leak. But it was a real live audience that didn't know what the script was, so they reacted to it like a real live audience would.
I did.
You know, one thing that I'm going to go back and take a look at was this. When we watched this in black and white, we didn't know that her outfit was very much Scarlet Witch colors. I did not know that. I don't think we ever saw this in color.
Really
That's cool.
And now I think we're...
It's so nice.
Oh, this is cool. They're taking us all the way back to when he started the first role he did as Jarvis, doing the voiceover. That's cool.
Starting with Ultron, Marvel.
Yeah, I just recently, of course, like a lot of fans, rewatched Ultron before the finale. I think maybe 1 or 2 episodes before the finale. Just because I wanted to get a refresher on it. I hadn't seen Ultron in a while. I never considered Ultron to be one of the better movies, so I hadn't rewatched it a lot. So I rewatched it, and it was fun to see her. It was also fun. There was one scene in there that I thought was really interesting because, of course, Wanda laid her eyes on Vision the very first time she was in the room where he was born, you know, when he came out, when he came alive. But there was a scene in the city where the city is falling, and he swoops in. She's basically given up, right? He thinks she's going to die. And he just swoops in and grabs her and just flies off with her. And I thought that's really cute, you know, knowing where it goes. So,
An Age of Ultron.
oh, look at that! They're even talking about. They were. I don't know if we can believe it. Well, no, we can. We can. I was going to say we absolutely can because they knew at this point what happened in the comics between the two of them. So they were putting in little scenes. Cool. So even that swoop in scene that I was talking about was probably intentionally put in there to show a connection between the two of them. That's pretty cool.
I feel like
I love you.
I didn't rewatch Infinity War during the WandaVision, and I, for some reason, totally blocked out that last words from Vision before she had to do what she did was "I love you." Totally blocked that out, man. It just got to me.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, this is the director
On countless sitcoms.
that Kevin Smith interviewed. He has an incredible resume, and you'll enjoy it if you watch it because they go into the fact that he seems to be probably the most uniquely qualified person to to direct this particular show because he was a child actor who appeared in a ton of sitcoms in the 80s and early 90s. And then he became a stage director and just an actor, an adult actor. I mean, it just if you look at his resume and everything he's done, it's just amazing that he was like perfectly suited for this role. So check it out again if you haven't checked it out.
And
I say role. I mean a role in life. You know, not a role in the show. He's a director.
in fact, starred when he was younger
There you go.
in sitcoms as a
Life, different strokes, growing pains, etc.
Yeah.
They've also direct wooden chairs.
Oh, cool. Old wooden chairs to make it feel period for the audience.
And we've matched the makeup play all the way through.
Yeah, that's one thing that I found amazing from the Kevin Smith interview. So he's repeating it here. Which I did not know that. I mean, they had that meeting with Dick Van Dyke, which was cool. But how he explained that they didn't do retakes unless something totally catastrophic happened, he said. They wouldn't do retakes. I mean, they basically, it was like Saturday Night Live, I guess. They just shot it right through. Had the live audience there. They went from scene to scene to scene to scene, just all the way through the episode one time, and then that was it.
And you can feel it.
I'm very funny.
She is enormously funny.
Very funny.
She can be pretty funny.
I think I have another idea.
Who was dressed in costumes. Everybody really got...
Oh, that's really cool. I did not know that every member of the crew, I saw that some of the audience members were in costume, in period costume, for a late 50s sort of TV show shoot. But the members of the crew, too? That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah. They made efforts.
got into the spirit of it, and then the audience...
It makes me have better posture. Makes me want to walk like this. And
I have exactly the same thing, but with my fake
your-
butt bound properly, and it makes me kind of want to do this, too.
this.
Yeah. Pioneer.
They did a really good job of making it look like back then. Not just the aspect ratio in the black and white, but the quality of the black and white.
Prints like that.
And you can see, look at the quality of that. The quality of the video reproduction. Just whatever filters they put on here in post processing, it looks right.
Truly are a pioneer.
Oh, I love that. The practical. Look at that. They could have easily just done a tiny little bit of CGI to make that chicken burnt. But they did the practical thing they would do at the time, which is everybody freeze. Guy comes in, swaps them, tries to put them exactly in the same position, and then action. And then she just picks up from where she left off. That is so cool that they went that route.
And we wanted to shoot it the way they shot it. And
Yeah.
it's visual effects that would have been done, doing things on wires, and I know how to do it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we have him and his team.
No one makes this anymore. And so getting to use all those tools that you have. Grateful we have Deborah Jo, who is sitcom gold. She
Yeah, I agree with Elizabeth. Of course, she is just a sitcom icon staple. It was great to see her.
loved part of her and then went beyond.
Yeah, she did a great job.
One more, still wrong.
I hope she comes back. They kind of set it up that she might, with her being there as the nosy neighbor now in the town, and Wanda even saying, if I need you, I'll know where to find you. So that Catherine Hahn said that this was the best part she could have ever imagined playing in the Marvel Universe. I'm glad, and I'm also hopeful, and I think we're going to see her again, that we will see her again. She threw the dog. That is cool that she knew of Monica Rambeau. I mean, it's wonderful when you get the actors coming in who are at least marginally familiar with the MCU or Marvel Comics in general. She apparently had been made aware of or was aware herself of the Monica Rambeau character and the fact that an adult version of Monica Rambeau would eventually be coming in. So she was like, what if it's Monica Rambeau? I think it's awesome.
Excited.
I'm happy for her.
So when we leave Captain Marvel,
Darcy!
It's been so
Okay, who doesn't love Kat Dennings? Come on. First of all, if you don't love Kat Dennings, please leave. She's just amazing.
amazing to bring Darcy.
It is like a family.
Great to see Randall
It's like
Park
a
back,
big
too.
Family and just
care for an
Or are we going to see how the transformation happens? Transformation from toddlers to 10-year-olds was CGI, but are they going to take these kids out and swap in the 10-year-olds here? Well, sadly, no. They didn't show us that part.
let's just hope this dog.
what happened to yours?
Are they going to talk about the accent?
Lopez.
Oh, they're going to talk about the theme songs. Each one of them great. And, of course, the same team, I believe, or at least part of the same team did it was Agatha All Along song. They didn't sing it. I meant that they wrote it.
As the cool jazz.
It's really cool that the amount of effort they put into trying to structure the songs to evoke not just one particular show like Bewitched, but as she says, all sorts of different aspects of that period. I think that's really cool.
It was there, and
But now that I have like so much love for the fandom and so much love for the comics.
Oh, that's awesome. It's awesome that she's grown to love the world, of Marvel and the character and the can so much that this is fun for her to play dress up like this in an outfit that she never really wanted to wear.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. As she said I didn't probably include it in the reaction, but I don't mean an outfit she didn't want to wear and that she insisted, I'm not wearing that. But they told her she didn't have to wear it. And she was like, oh, thank gosh, right? She said that in the interview just a minute ago. So that's just really cool that she loved it that much. Just dawned on me that the pop-up base that they've been talking about here that they set up, as they showed the inside and the outside, I realized, is it shaped like a hex too, the main building? I think it is.
full Wanda.
Period TV. So you see.
Oh, that's cool. I did notice that they kept bringing in TVs throughout the time that they were in the base and they were progressing. I did not realize that they were bringing in TVs for each period. That's cool.
60s, 70s.
What is coming from where and who is actually the bad person and when someone has ulterior motives and what's actually happening.
Yeah. Tell us about it. It was our frustration every week. Although it was also our joy every week. It was just fun to theorize and think about it.
So
We've been harnessed quite a bit.
That is really cool. I didn't even think of that too. I mean, I keep saying it's really cool when I see things and want to talk to you guys. But Elizabeth Olsen saying that this is one of the first sets she's been on where there's so many people flying because there's 4 in the final battle, right? The 2 Visions, Agatha, and Wanda, all flying around. Is there anybody else flying? No, I think it was just it. But wow, 4 at a time, basically. Well, I mean, in any given scene, there's probably only 2, but still, the fact that they had to shoot so many flyers at the same time is pretty interesting because I don't think they have people on. I don't think they have like in the Civil War or the Avengers movies. I don't think they had the Iron Man or War Machine or any of those things on wires, right? I think typically those guys were all CGI once they took off the ground. So there weren't too many, but that's really an interesting observation. I didn't think about it. Was that there was a lot of flying around in this finale.
And
Full fight sequence in the air. Is it really the first time? I mean, she thinks it is, and I think she's right. I mean, they've had little bits of fighting in the air before. They've had all CGI fighting in the air, like early Iron Man stuff, and even Civil War, I think, where Vision accidentally shoots down War Machine. That's a little bit of fighting in the air. And then they had fighting in the air in Avengers, but I think most of that's all CGI. Fighting in the air on wires. She might be right. This might be an all in the air full fight sequence with wires in the MCU history.
That he's got a CG face. So we would go back.
I did not know that. I honestly thought they had him in that red makeup and in the little middle bits or metallic looking bits or whatever as actual practical prosthetic makeup. It's not. They just put a blue face with tracking marks on him, and that's what or purple, and that's what he wears. And then they put it all in digitally, as Tara here is trying to tell us, and that just kind of blows my mind. I didn't think that was the way they did it.
Back to Matt, so their lips would appear red.
That's interesting. Not only did he wear the purple, they said purple, maybe it's bluish, the purple coloring on his skin and the dots, but when they colorized it and put the effects on it, they had to make the effects also blue so that he would look red. That's interesting. As they pointed out, that was something that they did when they filmed black and white, when they wanted to have something that came across as red. Not looking red, but like it could be red in black and white, they would wear blue. That's really weird.
And lo and behold, we did this our hex to have the language of television.
Yeah. That's something I pointed out as I was doing the reactions, was that when you got up close to it, and even in the in credits they showed it as well, it looked like you were getting up close to a TV, or back in the days of CRTs, you'd have a magnet in front of the CRT. You know, it had that look like when she's coming through right here with the magnet look in the CRT, where it had the RGB, the red, green, and blue pixels that make up a dot on the screen. That's just, it's cool to hear the visual effects person talking about how they did that intentionally, and it was pretty obvious. I was also very interested to hear that it was really kind of a visual effects team driven effort. I'm sure the director had a lot of say in it, but I mean, it was a driven effort by them to determine what the boundary would look like. But in my brain, I just assumed that like the writer had specified that, but I don't think they did.
Magnets were drawn on old CRT televisions.
Yeah, see?
And the magnets is
Aw. So they kind of approached it. That's cool that they kind of also approached it in a way of saying, well, if Wanda was the director and the producer of this show, you know, what would she expect in her vision of a perfect world? So that's cool.
But what is grief? If not love, persevering.
Oh, that's a great way to end it. That's a great way to end this behind the scenes, which I think is over now. Is that love persevering line? Yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking for an end credit scene on the behind the scenes. Well, no, that as Elizabeth was talking there about how this really was an excellent story for giving Wanda a chance to go through that journey of grief and come to a point where she was accepting of what happened and accepting, well, seemingly at the end of the episode, accepting what happened. And then, of course, in the after credit scene, we see that she's still going to keep looking for a way to get what she wants, to get her children at least, if not Vision. But still, I mean, it was still really a good journey along the way, to the point where she was willing to allow Vision and the boys to go away, to say goodbye to them, you know? So that was really touching, and I love the way they ended it with that Vision line, because it's like one of the best written lines I've ever heard, or read. You know, what is grief but love persevering? It's just amazing. So this was really well done. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, there was a lot in here that you already heard in interviews with people. There was a lot of new stuff that you know, they clearly couldn't show you because it would spoil everything until the series was over. Very much worth it. So, I mean, if you happen to be watching this, having not seen this Marvel Studios Assembled, Making of WandaVision, go watch it. It's definitely worth the watch. There's a lot of good stuff in there, and I didn't talk about everything. There was a lot of stuff I was just nodding for and really didn't have, or just listening, didn't have much to say about. So check it out. It's definitely worth it. And if there's something in the making of that I didn't talk about that you think was important or significant and you want me to let me know in the comments. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.